welcome to the Jenna Ryan Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the 10 things I learned this year about the media. Oh my goodness, you guys. I learned so much about the media this year. And I decided, why not take this valuable information that I learned this year and share it with my peeps. Share it with my network. Share it with you guys. Because you know what? Something good has to come out of this incredibly difficult year. Everybody knows I've had a crazy year. A lot of media, a lot of attention has come my way. And it really wasn't on purpose, and it happened on accident. And so now it's a matter of making the best of a bad situation. So anyway, those of you who don't know, I was charged with a misdemeanor for being present at the Capitol riots. I think that that's a little bit crazy because I didn't see any violence, but I go ahead and I accept whatever they gave me so that I could get out of there in a hurry. And so it is a misdemeanor, and I am going to go ahead and take my punishment and move forward as fast as I can and get going on that. So hello, welcome everyone. We are live right now. We are on YouTube and we are on TikTok. This is a brand new channel that I've started. It's called The Jenna Ryan Show. So welcome, welcome. So I've learned so much over the past year, 2021, since January 6th, when they came and they put the microphone in front of my face and said, do you have a comment? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I had no idea what to say. So anyway, so this is my little studio. What do y'all think? I hope you like it. Hi there. Come on in. Come on in. You guys come and watch us. So this is a show we're going to be doing every single Monday at 6 p.m. And it's the Jenna Ryan Show. And I'm going to be talking to you about the 10 things that I learned from the media this year. The phone lines are open. So if you want to give me a call, 972-510-9177. You guys can give me a call and tell me what you think about everything that happened this year. And I'm going to try to give you guys an example. I'm going to try to give you guys some information about how to handle the media and what the media is all about, because I sure as heck did not understand the whole process. But I had to learn fast. I had to learn quick, and I became a fast learner. So the first thing I wanted to tell you, number one, is the news has an agenda. If the news comes to you and they want to quote or they want to hear from you, they have an agenda. They are not there just for your quote. They're not there because you're cute. They're not there because they want to make money. They are not there because they think that people will like what you have to say. They're not there because they think people will click on you. They're not there so that they will have advertisers. The news are only going to come to you because they have an agenda. They have a deep agenda and they have a narrative that they want to fulfill. So I didn't really understand all of this. It really had to dawn on me at the end after I'm like going through, like, what the heck happened to me? What just happened? There is a pre-formatted agenda, and they know what that is before they contact you. It's not, they're not looking for a special hook. They're not, it's not like the movies where, they're looking for the great story. No, they already have the story, and they're looking for people to fill the roles. So if you can fill a role and you're willing and able, and you can fill a role, then the news is going to be like a sponge to you. The media will be like a sponge to you and come after you and allow you to play the role that they want you to play. So it's a pre-formatted agenda. It's been thought of in somebody's pre-thought it out, sat down, figured it out. It's all psychological. It's all meant to steer and create different feelings and emotions in the audience. And so if you will be a willing participant in this, then the media is going to eat you alive. They're going to love it. And you'll be like me. You'll be like, I was like a baby fish and playing poker with a bunch of sharks. I mean, I was in the land of the sharks. I did not know. I made so many mistakes, folks. I'll be the first to admit that I should not have tweeted certain things. I had no idea that they would be taken the way they were taken. And when I look at them, I'm like, well, no wonder they thought that. I don't blame you guys for thinking that. But you just don't know what you don't know until you learn it. And you learn it, and then you become better, and you do better as you go. The news is a persuasive. They're in the business of persuasion. They're not in the business of telling the news. So that's what you need to know. There's a slant that they're trying to use you to prove. So they're going to take your words and prove their own slant. It's not so they're going to take your words and they can get the truth. The truth is not anywhere in this agenda. When you speak to the news, you're playing a role. You're part of the story, lights, camera, action. It's not really about the truth. It's about a narrative. It's about, if you say the truth, it could be deleted. They can, it's just crazy. Okay. Number 2, that was number 1. It's a narrative. It's not about selling. It's not about selling magazines. It's not about anything else. It's about a narrative. Do you fit in the narrative? And will you play the role in the narrative? And if you won't, then they'll make you play the role because they have a lot of power. The media is extremely powerful. And I bow down to this extremely powerful force of the media with the millions and millions of people behind it and followers. Woo! That's a real hard thing to come up against when you're an individual, whenever you're a private citizen and you get the media's attention. It's quite daunting to come up against such power. Okay, number 2, anything you say, this is important to you guys. Anything you say at any time can be picked up by the media and used against you in ways to fit their narratives, not in ways that reflect your true character. So I actually have a client who was posting on Facebook, and he's a teacher, and he was posting on Facebook, and someone picked up one of his posts where he said that he didn't agree with a certain thing, and someone got it, called the radio station, and he ended up getting fired from his job. And right now I'm selling his house for him because we have a lot in common. Both he's been ostracized. He's been cut out of society because of this media presence, because someone saw something on his social media they didn't like. So what I'm trying to tell you is you have to be careful what you post, back up what you post, be prepared, because whatever you post, it can actually find its way into the front page of the Dallas Morning News, the Dallas Observer, or the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post. Don't think it can't happen to you, because if it happened to me, it can happen to you as well. I'm not anything special. I'm just a lady, Anyway, your social media posts, they matter. Think before you post. Think about how and different people might construe what you're posting. You want to be able to speak your truth, and you want to be able to share your truth, but you want to be aware, hey, this could come back to bite me later. And especially as our world changes and as things happen, watch what you post on social media, and I would recommend deleting a lot of stuff. If you become a target of character assassination, the media will scour through your old posts. They'll go through all your old posts, and even stuff that you meant the opposite way, they'll change it. They're looking so hard for stuff about you that they will literally take, like if you post about something that's about, I can't even say it. That's how it's just, because they'll turn it into something else, so you have to just kind of use like code words. Okay, the media will make a grandma, like an innocent grandma, look like a villain by taking her social media posts out of context. The media has that power. They have a lot of influence. They have the ability to persuade. They also have a lot of psychological skills and narrative and ways of storytelling and ways of rhetoric and ways of ridicule and ways of defamation if necessary, lies, it doesn't matter. And they put it up there on the front page, and all of a sudden they put symbols of you with hardened criminals, and all of a sudden the world is against you. All of a sudden you are fighting a fire and brimstone situation of people and hatred and mobs, and they know how to incite. They know how to use ethos. They know how to use your emotion. They know how to get people's emotions stirring. They know how to use the very thing that would not make you unified, the very thing that would divide you, and they know how to use it. And so you have to be kind of cognizant. Okay, this might happen to me. So be very careful about what you post on social media. Steer clear of posting about things that could be used against you later. And if you do post, be sure that you can deal with the consequences. Make sure you've got your retirement home already, because you could lose your job nowadays, right? Okay, and so the next, number 3, if you are an outgoing person with the right skills that can shine in front of a camera, the media will use you as a focal point, even in a violent situation. Even if you're not a part of it, you can become the sponge that whole, if you're willing, if you're dumb, if you are just like, duh, here I am, yeah, hi, I was there. Well, you've got to be careful because the media is looking for scapegoats. They're looking for people to blame. They're looking for people to fit into the narrative so that they can tell the world that you are the cause of everything bad and you can be the face of everything bad. So they will use you as a focal point for anything. So you just really want to watch out. You want to watch out what you do with your cell phones, what you're taking pictures of, what you're posting, and what you are a part of. You just have to be extremely careful because the media can use you as a scapegoat and blame you for everything. And you might end up going to prison for that because I sure am. Okay, I laugh, but it's not funny. Okay. So the media does not care about your reputation. The media doesn't care. They're just looking for a container for their projections. They're just looking for someone that's going to tick other people off. They're just looking for someone to fit into the narrative. If you're in a situation where the media is approaching you, no comment is the best response unless you want your image to be tarred and feathered and unless you want to be canceled and ostracized from society. You just don't want to talk to the media. They're not. I thought they were my friends. I thought they were going to say something nice. I had no idea. I was used to Facebook where I would post my little pictures every single week. Every single day I would post a photo. I'd post a picture. And I was so naive. Little did I know that these people were not my friends. And that's the next one. They will make you the villain in their story. The media will go out of its way to discredit you, to assassinate your character. And every time you talk about your truth, if your truth is contrary to their narrative, then they will begin to assassinate who you are. And they'll do that by literally going for your gut, like making you look like the lowest scumball, like the lowest of the low, and name calling and you know, just really just feeling like liar, yeah, you dirty rat, they will turn you into a dirty rat. And that's not very comfortable to be on the other side of that because you're like, okay, there's this powerhouse calling me a dirty rat. How do I prove? I have no stage. I have nothing. I have no ability to combat this whatever it is, this storm that needs me, but I don't need it. So it'll go out of its way. And it's just, that's politics. That's the world. That's the world we live in right now, is one in which any kind of dissenting voice, any kind of, when we are exercising our constitutional rights, wanting to shut you down, wanting you to be quiet. And, but we do have the right to free speech. We do have that First Amendment, and we do have the right to speak. But we just might be attacked along the way. And you just have to be willing to be attacked or just go live in the sticks. Okay, the original story. Oh, this is a good one. Number 4. The original in the media. I'm giving you all the 10 things that I learned about the media in 2021. Okay, the original story starts from like the Washington Post. Okay, that's been my experience. They start out the story and then it trickles down and everybody does the same story. It's like, who is up in the, it's like, is the wizard up there? One story starts at the top and then it trickles down and it goes all the way down to every single news station in the country, in the United States. And then you start getting international people calling you like, what the heck's going on? You're like, heck, I don't know. What is going on? Ask the Washington Post. They'll be able to tell you because they've got their whole story already made up. I don't know what they're saying today, but don't ask me. They called me, but nothing I said got in that article. So the original story starts at the top and then it floods down. And then they find something negative about you, some way to tear you down, something you did, something you said, and then they begin to harp on it. And then all of them do. And that's social proof. So in the world of social media coaching, I would have taught that you want social proof. You want proof that you are a good person. You want proof that, hey, look how happy my clients are. Well, nowadays, the media is using the social proof against people that they need to use for their narrative. And that would have been me this past year. There are very few this is another thing. There are very few independent broadcasting networks that will take up for you. Yeah. So if you're not Donald Trump, or if you're not, Steve Bannon, if you're not somebody huge, then nobody's going to care that you're being attacked in the media. It's going to be all up to you in the media. The media just has every right to attack you, and then all the haters online, and then all the trolls, and then you're in this fire and brimstone situation, and you can't do anything about it. That's what happens when you're attacked by the media. And there's nobody to protect you. There's nowhere to go. If you're being attacked by the media, call me up, 972-510-9177. And I want to just give you a hug, give you a virtual hug and say, thank you so much for calling, because I understand what it feels like to be a human being who is being misrepresented by the media's narrative. They needed me to serve a point, to serve a purpose, and I served a purpose, and then they kicked me in the butt when I was done, and then when they were done, they kicked me in the butt again. So they didn't even say thanks, if you know what I mean. You know, it's kind of like a one-night stand. Okay, number 5, there is very little opposition to protect a target. So a target of the media's character assassination and smears and things like that, there's very little opposition. That's what I just said. If you're a small fish, you're going to get fried by the media. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is just hide and be quiet and do not answer, because they have their story and they're going to go off onto their tangent. Let them go, because you know what? God is on your side and the truth will prevail, and your true friends will always be there and always love you. And people that really care about you are not going to believe things. However, I don't blame people for believing. I mean, it's hard to come up against this blatant defamation and things. I now know how to look at news. I now know how to read an article. I never knew how to do this before. But when you read an article, you want to make sure that you say, okay, is someone being called a name? If they are, that's a smear. Is someone being discounted? And who's giving me this information? And how are they trying to get me to think by preparing this article for me? And what are they trying? Are they trying to get me to feel bad about this girl? Am I going to fall for that? Am I going to attack this woman, or am I going to have empathy for her and go, dang, if I was in her shoes, I would be feeling like crap right now, and bless her heart, let me pray for her. You know, so you have to look at media objectively and don't just fall for everything you see. Before, I used to be one of those people. I'd be like, well, you're a traitor, you're this or that. I was like one of those anonymous people on the internet who would just say whatever was the first thing on my mind. But after this happens to you, you start to learn a little bit at a time that, hey, that is not cool. That is not the way to treat other people. When you get treated like that, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the most loathed political person in the world. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. And the internet today and social media and all of this that we have is really causing people to attack others. And nobody deserves that. I'm totally against it. And that's why I started Web Kindness. That's webkindness.org. I'm starting that. That's a new website where I'm going to promote kindness and softness and unity, and really no more of this name calling, for crying out loud. No more character assassination. We've had enough. I mean, we're smarter than this. We are smarter. We've come farther as a civilization than to fall for stuff that they used to do back in the days of Cicero. In the Roman times, they used to do this to each other. Right now, it's so easy to do because we have the social media and we have quick access to information, and it's easy to demonize another human being. But we need to remember that we are human, and that we're all on this planet, and that we all are in it together, and that we all need to come together and love on one another and stop being so mean to one another. That's what I've got to say. Okay, I'll hurry because I'm going to run. Yeah. Okay. Number 6. The media fuels haters, naysayers, and mobs of people to get them to attack you. Like I said before, they really know how to stir up emotions. There's a reason for this narrative. This narrative is to persuade you either for or against something. So you need to know that. And you need to understand that when you're consuming this narrative. Don't be just taken away by the narrative. Really step back and say, what is this trying to tell me? And if a news person comes up to you, and tries to get you to talk, really take a step back and say, you know what? That's another thing. The media is not your friend. The media is not your friend. So one of the mistakes I made was, in the beginning, I was like all by myself. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And, I would have a reporter call and they would be really friendly. And then the next day they would take information and they would spread it out there. And it was stuff that, I don't know. It was just weird. They were not my friend. And I've had media people call me up and say, oh yeah, we just want to let you get your story out. We just want to help you. And then the next day they post something that's like, oh my gosh, this is awful. This is the most horrible slander I have ever seen in my life. And so the media is not your friend. It takes skill to learn how to use the media to your advantage. And if you're a newbie in the game, it's like sitting down and playing poker with sharks. A publicist told me that. She was really good. No matter what someone tells you in the media, do not get buddy-buddy with them. They're not on your side, okay? Yeah. Because anything you say can and will be used against you. So number 8, reporters and journalists will lie to you to get you to talk. They'll lie to you. They'll tell you things. They're really, really tricky. Not all of them. Some of them are really, really good. But there are some reporters who, if they really need this narrative, they really have to push this narrative. And you're really one of the people that they need, that they're going to start at the top and they're going to let it pour down and trickle down all to all the bottom. And they want to use you for all the night shows and ridicule you and defame you and make you look like a piece of crap and discredit you and attack your character and attack your humanity and turn you into an object and make people hate you. Those people that are really easy to manipulate. You know, those people that are just really not really intelligent. They just kind of just take whatever they see. Kind of like the people that are saying to me on my things that they're saying, enjoy prison. You know, really? You're real high level. Thank you. You've got to be a little bit higher level. You've got to think with a little bit more, with your cerebral cortex. You need to use your brain. Did I use my brain? No. I was just in the middle of a shitstorm. I did the best I could. But you know what? Today, I know better. And now that I know better, I can do better. And now that I know better, I can share with you guys the things I learned. And here, there's so many. I learned 1,000 things. This is just 10 of the things that I learned. So number 9, bad publicity can ruin your life. Bad publicity can ruin your life. They are a huge, humongous, gigantic company, folks. They're a huge company. They're huge. And you've got nothing. You're just a person. And they can come in and they can destroy your character and make the whole United States or world hate you because they're trustworthy. They seem trustworthy because we've trusted them in the past. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not always trustworthy, that there is a narrative that they want you to believe, and it's not always the truth. And they're not down for the truth, and they're just wanting what they're wanting. And you know what? If you don't fit in with the narrative, too bad. That's your problem. You just have to deal with the losing your job, losing your things, losing respect to the community, losing friends, losing your social status, losing all kinds of things, because bad publicity in today's day and age can ruin your life. Thankfully, there's remedies. There's remedies out there in the court system. It just takes a while. So meanwhile, you have to go through the storm. You can get sucker punched by the media. It's really a sucker punch whenever somebody, humongous, some mammoth company with 5 million followers will perform character assassination on a private person. That's called a vertical character assassination. It's not horizontal. You're not on the same level. That's somebody that's just coming and sucker punching you. You're such an easy target. You're so easy to harm and to hurt. And they're going to come and do it because they feel good. It's a sadistic pleasure that these people are getting as you fulfill their agenda. Okay. So you can get sucker punched by the media. It's a very powerful force, bad publicity and mass. It's very powerful. It's like being smite by God above. It's like God above is just hit you in the back, because what can you do? What can an individual do if they are being harmed in the media? There's nothing you can do. All you can do is watch as your life goes viral and they take off with it and call you whatever they want. And it's not fair, but you just sit back and say, poor people are going to believe this. I feel sorry for them. Okay. And then being labeled, you're called outrageous names. And it can damage you, and it can cause you a lot of damage personally, emotionally, in your relationships, in your family, in your home, in your finances. Bad publicity can ruin your life. So, be prepared for that if it ever happens to you. Number 10, the press can twist your words. The media can easily rearrange events you've experienced using symbols and clips and posts and previous interviews out of contexts. So there's no system. They can literally, if they want you to look bad, They can take this and put it with this and put you in the middle of this and put you in the middle of that. And they're like, voila, she just became our villain. She just became the bad guy in my story. And then they go, okay, I can collect my paycheck and I feel good about myself today. My boss said I did good. We can go have drinks at the local bar. And we just, destroyed someone's life, but no big deal. Shook it over it. That's what you can do. They can twist your words. And they can do that. And these are the 10 things that I've learned. So that's what I've learned about the media. And I don't know if that's going to be helpful for you. You may think that may never happen to you, but I promise you, if it happened to me, it can happen to you. It can happen to anyone. And you have to be careful. And I thought maybe you guys would want to know a little bit about what I learned this year. So until next time, that's it. That's all, folks. Wait, babe, do we get more music?
I mean, you can play on this. Yeah.
Anyway, Greg wrote the music for the song, for the intro of the show, and he wrote the whole song. And it's called Lights, Camera, Action. And, did I go away?
Nope, you're still there.
It's called Lights, Camera, Action. So we have actual original score that my boyfriend wrote. Y'all want to hear a little bit? I want to have a little, not sponsored. So guess what I get to do now? It's Monday night. Now I'm going to run off to a listing appointment in Saginaw, Texas. And I'm excited about that. And I get to meet my clients and go list a house, and that's awesome. So everything's going great for me. I'm so excited. The future is bright. I'm going to bring more of these great shows. This is the beginning. This is only my second show, but each week it's going to get better and better. If you notice, I've got my microphone, I've got my headphones, I've got my lights. Did you play my music?
No, yeah, we're going to play it. It's going to play us out. To play us out.
So it's going to play us out at the end. Make sure you stick around to hear that song because it's phenomenal. He worked on it for months. And so, yeah, this is our show, and it's going to be better and better every week. We've got some guests that are going to be coming on. And you cannot stop a woman of God who loves the Lord. I mean, you might be able to slow me down, but you can crush me, but you're not going to crush me to a powder. I'm going to rise from the ashes. Because that's what you do. You rise from the ashes. No matter who hits you, no matter how hard life hits you, no matter what you're going through, no matter who uses you, no matter who betrays you, no matter what's going on, you rise again and again. And whenever you get hit in life, you stand up and rise again. And that's what I'm here to say. And next Monday, 6 p.m. Central Time, I will be here. And we will be here live on TikTok, live on YouTube. And I love you guys. And I will talk to you again.